Many people ask us why we live off-grid. One of my simple answers is this is my backyard. Some people say isn't our lifestyle a step backwards? It is a simpler lifestyle, but I would say it was a step into nature and away from the rat race. A more natural way of living off the land and embracing nature. Wildlanders off-grid. We're homesteading in central Portugal. 4 years ago we started a new life, learning a simpler way of living. And this is one of the walks that we do every day with the doggos. I think you'll agree, what a beautiful place. Morning and welcome back to the Wildlands garden, and I'm on day 2 of sorting out my weeds, which you can see in front of me. So I've done the top path, I've started this border, so I've got quite a lot to do. I've got this bottom path to do, I've got these 2 borders, and the worst bit, I've got the slopes in between, so I'm going to crack that today hopefully. But for now I'm still unwrapping my bananas and seeing how well they have survived or not the winter. So of the ones that I've already unwrapped, there's 2 that have leaves already, so that's great news, and there's 4 that arguably may or may not have survived. We'll have to wait and see what spring yields when the soil warms up a bit more and whether they shoot. So this one here, this is Helen's hybrid, so we're going to just give it a wobble and then lift that off. It's very, very wet, but the stalk is still green and is fine. So what will happen is this top bit has died off, but the leaves will carry on coming, so it's retained its little stalk that it had from last year. So we're going to keep that slightly mulched, just in case we get some cold nights, but I'm using the drier straw from the outside, and then now that stalk is exposed. And I've also noted, I'm a little bit angry, I hate bowls. See, I've got 3 champagne rhubarbs, one there, and what was one there, and there's a hole straight down, so he's eaten out the entire crown from there. He's got a massive tunnel going off down there, little shitbag. So, vole 1, rhubarb -1, banana. So that one, he's lost most of his stalk. It should be alright at the bottom, we'll have to wait and see. And that's a Velmhella. Oh, I'm looking forward to getting these weeds out. And the last one to unwrap, which is a dwarf Orinoco. I don't know if you can see on camera, but he's great that his stem is still intact, and he's got a bit of a leaf coming out. Brilliant. Super good news on that one. Next we're taking a walk through the food forest to our banana circle. it's time to unwrap the bananas here from their overwintering in these lovely fleece jackets that we put on last November. And these two big ones at the front are the giant Abyssinian Red or Musa Ensante. Just look at the size of the trunks, absolutely huge. So this is their second winter and this will be their third summer. We're hoping that they'll flower this year, and if they flower it means that hopefully we'll get fruits. Giant Abyssinians have red bananas and very sweet as well, so I'm super excited about that. Another chore this week was to clear our neighbour's olive grove at the entrance to the wildlands, and he did some rather vigorous pruning to improve his crop. We gave him a ring and said, Miguel, can we have all your prunings because we'd like to chip them. This lovely hardwood is the olive branches and twigs and all the leaves, so we're going to put those through our chipper. We'll get ourselves some lovely free hardwood chips. We're going to use those to mulch our plant pots in the nursery. So win-win for both us and Miguel, as he got his land cleared for free, and also for free we got all his lovely prunings ready to chip them in the very near future. So thanks very much, Miguel. And I'm back in the banana circle. A couple of jobs today. So firstly, my carnas have encroached in the middle of the circle. Whilst that's not necessarily a problem, I'm going to take them out and then move them somewhere else, so that I've got plenty of room for compost, because they will get very big and they get in the way of the compost otherwise, and they're blocking the entrance. So they're coming out. And then behind me, where you remember in previous years I've had 3 dwarf Cavendish. I still have 3 dwarf Cavendish here, but I've decided to take them out and replace them with bananas that are more likely to fruit in the environment that we have here with the cold winter and the brutally hot summer. Oh, look at that lovely soil. So you can see the dwarf Cavendish here. He's got a new leaf coming out of his stalk that's overwintered, and I've got to be a little bit careful because I've got a giant taro here and I've got a baby tomato there, so it's going to be quite difficult to get him out, I think. We'll do our best. I think he's going to be quite big as well, because he's been in the ground a couple of years, but let's have a look. Oh, that wasn't too difficult. Oh, I'm going to leave that hole as is. Look at that lovely soil that's come from composting. So, because I'm going to put a blue jar over there, so we're just going to put him to one side and move around to the next one. Some well rotted manure that I'm going to put in the bottom of the hole. I can do that by hand, the soil is so lovely and soft. Look at that. So that's it, 3 new nanas planted, 2 blue javas and the wildlands variety. I'm just going to water them in, gave them lots of manure to get them going. So I've got 4 new bananas to replace the ones that pegged it. Remember in last week's video about irrigation, we were looking at becoming completely self-supported by our well. I was talking about installing a all-powers power bank here at the reservoir and putting in large solar panels. So said solar panel has arrived, so we've got a big 600 watt panel which is now plugged into the all-powers box. It's a pretty hot day, it's about 28 degrees. I'm getting 430 440 watts from the panel into the box, and our electric pump, once it's fired up, uses about 160. So on most days we'll be generating more power than we need to run the pump, which is all free electricity coming from the sun. So I'll call that a win-win. What's mad about the water in the pool is look how clear it is. That's coming up from the well. If you remember in last week's video, we pumped that up 330 meters or 1,000 feet, and it's just crystal clear.
Oh, all rotted down at the bottom.
Nice. That's the top half of the new nursery garden, our new food forest mulched, ready for the summer. It's going to play havoc on my irrigation the first time I use it with all that straw floating about in the water, but good job. And now time for a nice cold drink, and then we can get the second half done some other time. Oh, mate. And then you're going to have to launch yourself off into the coldness. God, that is cold. So that's why I went off grid, to fill my 11,000 litre pool from my well. Just look how clear the water is. That's come out of our well. That's a life, eh? Thanks very much for watching us on the Wildlands and our off-grid life. It's a hard life in my pool. If you haven't already, please subscribe so you can follow along with our adventures and find out what we're doing off-grid, what we're doing in our garden, and what other things we're doing to save money, be it solar, irrigation and so on. So once again, thanks for watching. Ciao.